Oh my gosh, I am a little bit late. I decided it was so hot. I wanted to do our car out outside. And so I came down to the river where I come almost daily to do my sacred pipe ceremony. High gauge, perfect. Um, whew. If you see this giant hill behind me, I just I'm out of breath because I just came down that with my drum bag and my pipe bag. So I need to catch my breath a little bit. I'm gonna let's see. Let's see if I can get hold on. As you can hear, a lot of activity across the river. Where I normally go, like, where am I gonna do it? I want to be outside, and so came out down here to the river. Whoops, what did I do? I don't want the green screen. Yeah, it's like all those ugly trees and greenie in the background. Who wants that? Um, Oofta. All right. I'm kind of winging it here. Welcome, welcome. I am Patrick, your friendly neighborhood shaman, and we are going to do mini medicine card readings as soon as I get myself set up here. There we go. So, oh, awesome. Alrighty. So, if you are new here, what we do, I wanted to come down to the river too because when we're done, then I'm already right here, so that I can do my sacred pipe ceremony without having to get into the car. I just need to find my pen and some paper to keep track. Oh my gosh. All right. So, all right. And scene. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Monday Night Mini Medicine Card Readings. I am Patrick, your friendly neighborhood shaman, and we are going to read some medicine cards. So, the way this works, if you're new here, the first 6 people to comment yes in the comments, because where else would you comment, get a 1 card medicine card reading. And I'm getting myself some free page to write down the names. Here we go. So, oh, hi Renee. All right, so we got Gage and Sylvia and Renee. And if you're watching this on repeat after the fact, you're not out of luck. All you need to do is choose a number between 1 and 6 and pay attention to that card. And I promise that in its beautiful way, the universe will weave whatever message you need into whatever is set for that card. Even if you're watching this a month, a year, 10 years from now, it has a beautiful way of giving us exactly what we need, you know? All right. And my only ask is that you please share this video. And if you like, if you enjoy tonight, if you like what goes on here, please subscribe to my channel. Like my videos. That helps me to find, that helps others find me, right? And I just recently went from doing this, I've been doing these reading these videos for about 5 or 6 years, since the beginning of the pandemic. But I was doing them. Can you see the sun getting ready to set? And what was I saying? And I just started doing these on YouTube as a way to kind of step outside my comfort zone, to expand my audience, expand my influence. And so you can help me out too by sharing the video, by subscribing to my channel and everything. It's a big help in changing the algorithm so it makes it easier for others to find me. So, all right. So, again, if you're new, if you would like a one-card reading, all you need to do is say yes in the comments. We've got 3 people so far, and apparently there is like, I never know if I can trust those counts, but it's like 11 people, 12 people. Woo! Yay! Welcome everybody. And so all you need to do is say yes in the comments. There's three spots left, and I'm probably going to be talking louder because of all the frivolity going on. That's one of the reasons I have a couple of spots on the river where I come and do ceremony. And this is the one I come to the most at in the summertime because of the festivity. The festivousness. Hi Aaliyah, are you on? Joe and Aaliyah, I've got room if you want to get in on. So this is an experiment, so we'll see what happens. I might get drowned out by people or dogs, but we'll see what happens. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull our first card for Gage. Okay, there's some argument going on in the comments. Hey guys, we are all here together. Let's play nice together. And I'm not your daddy. I'm not your mother, but I've never had that before. I've had people arguing in the comments. But okay, before we start, everyone take a deep breath with me in. Hold it for a moment. And let it go. Take another breath in. Hold it for a moment, even amid all the sounds and the noise, and let it go. Become aware of your heart. With every breath in, see your heart as a star, and every in-breath, every inhale stokes the flames of that star, making it brighter and brighter. Until that radiance envelops your entire body. it lights from cell to cell exponentially until you are filled with light, radiating light from every pore, every cell of your body. And in this state, be keeping aware of your heart, you're also aware of the heart of all humanity. It is heart to heart that we are connected. We are all one. We raise our collective frequency to a place of harmony, love, connectedness. Oh. All right. So, I'm not sure what you guys are arguing about. But this is not welcome here. I'm not sure who you are, rookie. Hey, Andrew, yay! Just a minute. Okay, I have never had to do that before. I just blocked someone. I just put someone on a timeout. So there. All right, so I have never had to say that before. That's okay, Gage. This is a place of harmony. This is a place of love, trust, and that I will not tolerate that kind of thing. So no arguing, no calling names, no, if you're not here, in harmony with our intentions here of finding guidance, my whole intention here is to help. My whole intention here is to guide people to find their own heart guidance, their own wisdom. And I do need a moderator. I've never needed one before, but that's part of the learning curve, right? So I will have to think about that. But thank you for your understanding. And it's not, and I want to be clear too that it's not about good versus evil or acceptable versus unacceptable. It's, we live in a non-dual universe. There are no sides, right? Andrew, it's so funny you say Bigfoot. I've been watching so many Bigfoot and Sasquatch videos on YouTube lately. But yeah. You want me to? Oh, yeah. See, that's just. I don't even want to even address it. You're either in harmony with what's going on here, or you're not. If you're not in harmony, no judgment, no cursing. It's just you need to go where you need to be, but this is not your place, right? So, anyway, that's interesting. That's a big learning curve. So, all right. So, shall we get started? All right. Our first card for Gage. And thanks, Gage. You really helped run interference for me. I appreciate that. And I didn't even see the entire. I should look back and make sure someone else didn't say yes. But if you don't, Yeah, awesome. Okay. You know, it's well. Let's just get to the cards. I was gonna go on it, but we're already 20 minutes in, and I haven't started yet. So let's do our first card for Gage. Oh, cool. All right, so Gage, the first card of the night. Oh, thank you, Andrew. You're so awesome. So card number one for Gage is Grandmother Spider. Um, my guess is that have you been noticing kind of an upkick in your intuition and stuff? Um, like more than ever, you're getting intuitive hits, especially like when you meet someone or you see someone on the street. It's just you automatically know. You can pick up the vibe. You know what their intentions are. You know whether you would get along with them, etc. It's like you are firmly in um, you're firmly on your web, right? Grandmother Spider is about being really owning and claiming, being the creator or co-creator of your reality, right? Grandmother Spider's world is her web, and it literally comes from inside of her, right? So her outside world is a reflection of her inner world, and her outer world is an extension of that inner world, so that she doesn't get caught in her own web, right? Because she knows which threads are sticky, which ones aren't. She knows how to read the vibes. Like if a fly gets caught in the web, she knows exactly, she can read that vibe. Like, okay, there's dinner, I'm gonna go toward that. And if there's a different vibe that says danger, she's like, okay, I'm gonna go over to this corner of the web. But I think this is what it is a kind of a validation for you that you're really, really starting to pay attention. That you're really starting to, whether you've given yourself credit for it or not, you're really starting to, I keep seeing, like guys keep showing me like a surfer. It's like you're getting your sea legs. You're like, whatever happens, you can go with the flow, and the thing is that you can, no matter what happens to your world, you can rebuild it from the ground up, right? Some spiders actually tear their web down every night and build a whole new web every morning. And so you are never, so it's kind of like, one of the courses I took in my shamanic training was fairy doctoring. And one of the things that we learned was that the way that the Fae see the world, they're like on the edge of creation. It's like, how do I explain that? It's like every moment is a new creation, every moment. It's like you can have the sheet music laid out in front of you, right? And it's got the whole song and every note and every rest and everything, every word, lyric on the page at the same moment. But in order to actually present the song, you have to go from the beginning to the end, right? And it's like that that place of moving, kind of like the needle on a record player, right? It's like the whole song is there. You put the needle down and it plays one note at a time. And it's like that edge of creativity, that edge of immersion into sound. And it's like you're on that very edge where everything is created anew every moment, right? And it's the silence between the notes that actually support the notes. And so you are like, there's nothing that, how do I put this? There is nothing from which you cannot recover. Oh, you're telling me some shaman jokes. Wow, this is a little more distracting than I expected, but stay with me. We were gonna do this. But there's a sense of power, a sense of arriving home, if that makes sense to you, of no matter what happens in the world, you're okay because you can start from scratch and rebuild your world in whatever way you want, right? And there's a sense too, as well as, as we grow and mature and gain, wisdom and experience, we start to realize what is supportive of us and what isn't, right? And Spider is not going to build her web and connect it to like just plain grass that's going to wave and break her web and everything. She's going to attach it to solid structure that can support her and her world, right? And so it's like you're beginning to really to attach your world to like the pillars of life, the things that unshakable, right? Does that make sense? And one thing I'd like to point out, so, Grandmother Spider, she came up upright, right? But it's only the word up here that denotes an up or down, right? Like if I cover the word and I hold it upside down, you would never know. There is no right or wrong. There is no up or down. You are sovereign. You are the authority. Your heart is the authority of your life. And you need to answer to no one else. All right? All right. So let's go to number 2 for Sivia. So your joke, a man meets a shaman and asks, what is the secret of a long and happy life? The shaman replied, follow your gut instinct. The man was confused and asked, what do you mean? The shaman smiled and said, it's all about making sure you eat plenty of fiber. All right, card number 2 for Sivia. There's people that brought their grill down, they brought their sound system down to the river. It's like a party over there. So I apologize if I'm getting a little distracted. Thank you for your patience and sticking with me. They were playing Funky Town earlier. I almost broke into song. Won't you take me to a funky town? All right, card number 2. Oh, cool. All right, Sivia, card number 2 is Whale. This is like doing readings at a carnival or something. Oh, hi, Juanita. Juanita, did you want a card? I've got 2 spots left. So anyway, Sivia, you got Whale. Oh crap, they just started playing Footloose. I might have to get up and dance. Anyway, Whale. Whale is kind of the planet's librarian. Dance the whale. Under footloose, footloose. Kick off my Sunday shoes. Whale is the record keeper of the planet. It is said that Whale sings the history of the world in her song. And what's really interesting, oh, you can't hear the, oh good, you can't hear the music, it's just, so I could be just sitting here like singing to myself, you'd think I'm like, oh God, he's seeing fairies again or something, right? And so Whale, according to legends, Whale sings the history of the world in her song. And what I find so interesting about that is that many, many years ago, I think before I even started doing medicine cards, I read an article in Science magazine that that scientists were confused because from year to year the whale songs stay exactly the same, except they always tack a little bit different, a little bit more at the end. And so, and I'm like, oh my God, it's true, they really do. And so, whale energy is about, a lot of times when whale comes up, my question is to the person is, or have you thought about writing a book? Although it doesn't need to be a book, it's like somehow being your own record keeper, keeping track. So like journaling, you know, expression, finding your voice, whatever that voice is. It doesn't have to be singing, but, and I know you do, you know, you're the oh, this is the second time journaling came up today. So what's helpful, like, because if we can't keep track of where we're going or how far we've come, we just feel like we're spinning our wheels because everything is just up here in this neural net, right? Just this ambiguous, nebulous memory. And because memory is selective, we go into bad moods or whatever, we get into a spiral, and all we remember are the bad things. And so it's really important to keep track. You know, even if it's just making a list of your achievements, making a list, even to the, like, I don't have it because I'm not at home, but I've shown before I have a number of different, like my current one, I have a whale, a wolf bone, and because of the kind of initiatory time that I'm finding myself in, every time I overcome a challenge, I give myself one of those fake eagle feathers. Exactly, it's like remembering the milestones so that you're not stuck in that spinning loop of why is this happening again? Oh, I'm always like this. Oh, I can't change. And that's like, so I have this bone, and every time I overcome an obstacle or a challenge, I give myself a feather and I hang a feather from that bone. And now I've got all these feathers hanging from this bone so that every place that was a potential pitfall, rather than being a pitfall, it becomes a solid flag, solid ground that I can stand on to physically see my strength, to see how much I have already come through. And so to help me gain, there is an upside down chair floating by in the river. Piglet? Piglet, is that you? That is really strange. Anyway, deep in the 100-acre wood. So like keeping track of those milestones. And so that you have that forward momentum. Piglet, squirrel. Yeah. I don't know if you guys know seeing the Winnie the Pooh and the Blustery Day when everything floods and Piglet's stuck on this chair floating down the river. They has to be rescued. The chair just floated by. Anyway, and so it's a way of getting traction. So you know, and like physically, it's important that it be physical, whether it's words, writing down words. You feel like Piglet. You know, it's bringing things from up here and putting them solidly into physical reality, whether it's words, whether it's art, whether it's your weaving, knitting, whatever it is. It's like finding your voice. And one thing that I've realized recently, one of my biggest challenges, you know, especially with everything that's going on right now, it's so easy to just become this like wide open, like, what's going on now? What's going on now? Checking the news, checking YouTube, checking to see what the latest stuff is going on. And I realized that I was, how do I put it? I was taking in more stuff than I was expressing outward. And so that was where a lot of my sense of dread or anxiety or feeling off center, etc., was coming from, because I wasn't balanced. I was constantly taking things in. And so I had no clear definition. I had no clear boundaries. of who I was. And so it's important, it is so important to be able to express ourselves, whether words or music or dance, just putting on the music and dancing, right? Um, but it's like we need to, it's vital to who we are. You know, like even if you go to the Bible and it says, you know, humans were made in God's image, right? Well, God doesn't really have an image, but who is God? God's the creator. If we're in the image of creator, then we are creators, right? Like I was talking to Gage about Spider and being the co-creator of your world. You might not, you know, the little you, the physical you, doesn't have access to all of the, you know, behind the scenes stuff, but you are a co-creator, and the outside world responds to your inner world. And, you know, and there's the whole, that Japanese scientist, Emoto, I think, The Messages in Water. If you haven't heard of that or read that, check that out, Google it. Words are so powerful. Words like the word abracadabra that we have, like that, you know, doing magic. The original, it comes from, it's an Arabian word, I believe, and it literally means I create as I speak, or as I speak, I create. Because as we say words out loud, you are bringing sound waves into the world, right? Your thoughts are waves. And so in expressing your desires, expressing what you want, you're helping to create that world around you. You know, and then the universe is like a giant GPS system. And we set our destination through our intentions, through the words we say. And I was talking about watch your language, because the universe is a giant yes. The universe, like you've heard about how your brain can't distinguish between reality and something that's vividly imagined, right? And your mind cannot distinguish between positive and negative. So every word you say, the universe says yes. And so if you're more focused on, oh crap, I'm going to be late for work, I hope I'm not late, I hope I'm not late, please don't let me be late. The universe here is late, 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 because you're focusing on the lateness. But if you focus on, I'm always on time, the universe opens a path before me, my path is clear before me, that kind of thing, more and more you will be on time, and it will not be an issue because you're focusing on what you want, not on what you don't want. So not only is it about expressing yourself, but it's important to express yourself not, and this goes back to what I was saying about before I blocked that person. It's not about positive or negative, it's about alignment. And so it's like speaking from a place that is in alignment with love. The universe is love. The universe is one. Anything that speaks of separation or conflict or whatever, it's not that it's just bad and I don't want to hear it because I'm going to focus on the good because that's better. It's because what we consider good is so much bigger than that which we call bad. And it's not about good and bad, it's about fear, it's about love and fear. Love is the substance, the fabric of the universe. Love is infinitely vast. It's at the heart of everything. Fear is a failure to perceive that love. Fear is kind of like a hole in that blanket of love. And so it's not two equal forces banging heads till the end of time trying to see who's going to come out on top. It's about being in alignment with love, and once you're in alignment with love, that's when the synchronicities happen. That's when people show up out of the blue with the right information or the right knowledge or whatever that you need. The circumstances just work out. And that comes not from doing good and earning it, that comes from alignment. And so this is more about alignment, aligning with your true self, finding that voice, finding your song, whatever that song is. And, and we came here to participate, right? You affect the world just by being in the world, right? This is not a spectator sport. If you're in the world, you are changing the world. Every word you say, every action you take changes the world in unknown ways. Like they say, like in all the time travel movies and stuff, people go into the past and they're so afraid of stepping on a flower or swatting a bee or something because it could change the world and irreparably. And it's like, why doesn't anyone think about that right now? Like, pay attention right now so that you can help create the best possible future, right? So, and there's also the star, right? This is the dog star Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky. And according to legend, that's where Whale is from. That's home. And so it's kind of, it's similar to the Fool's card in the Tarot, right? Like he's stepping off the cliff, but until he actually takes that step, he doesn't know that there's another path right there. There's something there to support him. The Fool card is the beginning of the Tarot deck. It's not the last card. He doesn't go to his imminent death, right? He's stepping out into the unknown, and all of a sudden, it's like Indiana Jones in the Last Crusade, right? He has to take that step of faith, and so he steps out into nothing, and boom, he steps onto, there's this bridge that's invisible because it blends into the rock around it. And so there's this trust, and you have to take the first step. You have to take the initiative and make that move, and then the universe will follow suit, right? If you're just sitting there in your car and you put a destination into the GPS is not going to drive your car and get you there, right? You have to actually start the car and start the car in motion. And then, and it really doesn't matter which direction you go, because there is no wrong choices, there is no wrong direction. And just like a GPS, if you are heading in the wrong direction, the universe is just going to go rerouting and bring you back to center. There's always a way to get there from here, because in reality, you are always home. You are never off of your path. I keep hearing the jingling of a dog collar. Anyway, so allow yourself to express yourself, right? Throat chakra. Align with love, align with the heart. So I hope that's helpful. I hope that makes sense. I hope that is helpful. All right, card number 3. Where is that dog? Oh wow, it's all the way across the river. Aw, that's a little black pug. All right, card number 3 for Renee. It's good to see you, Renee. You're welcome, Sylvia. I really hope that's helpful. I'm not sure how good I'm doing tonight. Amidst all the distractions and everything, but I think I'm making sense anyway. Hopefully, at least I'm entertaining. I start singing Footloose again if I start to lose you. Awesome, thank you. All right, Renee. I hope you're well, Renee. I haven't seen you in a long time. Renee is one of my classmates from the Sandra Ingerman shamanic training. Let's see. Cool. All right, Renee. Card number 3 for Renee is Mouse. And so, mouse medicine is a lot about don't sweat the small stuff. It's all small stuff, right? It's like just keep things simple. A mouse doesn't worry about the cat next door or the dog down the street. If they're gonna, get loose and come into their yard and chew them up or anything. Mouse is just focused on all the wonderful, abundant food around her. And so it's like it's really the simplicity of, though others might feel it's selfish, it's really about taking care of yourself, because by taking care of yourself, you are taking care of the entire world. Second mouse of the day? Oh, cool. So now you got Mickey and Minnie. But it's like, you don't, trying to think of how to put this into words. A lot of times I get like images and feelings and stuff, and I have to unfurl them into words. But I just, what I want to bring up is that I'm taking this online course with Martha Beck. I don't know if anyone knows who she is. She wrote one of my favoriteest books in the world called Finding Your Own North Star. Anyway, so I'm taking an online course with her, and today was our first live video. And the message, I don't remember the person she mentioned that did a video, but she was like, this guy, it was so transformative. He did a video and he just looked at the camera and said, "You are not in trouble. You're not in trouble. You are not in trouble. You're not in trouble. You haven't done anything wrong. You're exactly where you need to be. You're not in trouble." And it's like, kind of what along the lines I was just saying, right? Another thing she said was, you are meant for peace. You are meant to live in peace. And the anxiety and stuff is just a small part of you. But when we get caught into that, it feels like it's the entire thing of us. But that peace, that divine element, that, we are spirit having a human experience, right? What that means is that spirit is always available. It doesn't mean it's only there when you're meditating. It's only there when you're in alignment. No matter what is happening in your life, you are okay. and you are safe, and you are loved, and you are not in trouble. You haven't done anything wrong. Ever. A spirit, that's part of the human equation of what we're doing here, right? We're spirits having a human experience. We're here to experiment, to learn, say, oh, if we do this, this happens. And so there is no right or wrong. And when I say that, that doesn't mean I'm not condoning violence. I'm not condoning murder or anything like that. But when you think about it, if you think of all the crimes that happen, whether it's someone on the street or someone in the White House, when they're acting in violence, when they're acting in a way that harms others, that's coming from a place of anxiety. People who are at peace do not harm other people, right? And so it's in engendering your own peace. And she was talking about like a pandemic of peace, right? Peace is contagious, and this is going back to, transfiguration, right? One thing that Sandra Ingerman taught us, and you can read her book, Medicine for the Earth, but it's the greatest healing. Like when I do shamanic healing, I'm in effect starting with transfiguration, which is basically aligning with my divine self and radiating that divine self. And then it's through entrainment. If you're the highest vibrational being in a room, everyone else's vibration is going to rise to meet yours. They might not rise all the way to meet yours, but everybody's will be uplifted. The tricky part is that some people are going to freak out because of that. Some people aren't going to be ready for that. Some people are going to think it's the devil's work, or I had these feelings all of a sudden and I don't know how to deal with them or whatever. But you can do no harm by just being your highest possible vibrational being at any given moment. Does that make sense? So even though Mouse is small, this is big medicine. Focus on your own path, focus on your own growth, because that is the greatest gift you have to offer, is your wholeness. Because the more whole you are, the more authentic you are, the less harm you do, right? Like she had us, there were like 200 some people on this Zoom call. And so we were doing these exercises. We were all kind of weepy, at least I was, feeling this peace, feeling that divine inspiration within. And then she goes, now how many of you want to wake up tomorrow and harm someone on this call? It was like nobody who's at peace, nobody who is growing, no one who is moving toward their own wholeness wants to harm anyone else, right? And then she asked, how many of you would do it, if you could wake up tomorrow morning and there was something you could do that would help one person on this call, would you do it? It was like, absolutely, like unanimously. We're all connected. And we're all equal. There's no one more important than you. There is no one less important than you. You are sovereign in your life, as is everyone else. And so as we all get better, we all get better. So focusing on your own growth and well-being is not selfish. It's the best thing you can do for the world. All right? Good to see you, Renee. Thanks for stopping in. All right. Card number 4 for Andrew. I'm glad you're here, Andrew. I haven't seen you for a long time. Right back at you, Renee. All right, Andrew. Should have got myself another try. I'm getting thirsty again. All right. Okay. Card number 4 for Andrew is the Lizard in reverse. Lizard is the dreamer. And it's interesting, the unfolding of the cards, because it's like each card and sequence has kind of led to the next card, to the next card. And Lizard is kind of like the next step past Mouse, and that Lizard is the dreamer. Lizard is the dreamer within you that dreams your life into being, right? Thoughts become things, right? Law of attraction. And so you really can't, because so you are the center of your reality. And your reality is a total reflection. Your outward reality is a reflection of your inner reality, right? And so, there's that old saying about how God is not going to give you anything more than you can handle. Though I don't like to necessarily put it in that way, it's true, because vibrationally, there can be nothing within your field of experience that is beyond your ability to handle, because it's all a reflection. It's all a shadow of you, who you are on the inside. So no matter what it is, you can handle it. There are no, I'm trying to decide if I should say this or not. I get a lot of people coming to me over the years who feel like they've been hexed or cursed, and most of the time that's a no. Most of the time, how do I put this? We box ourselves in with our own beliefs and our own thought processes. And usually it's a case of like self-fulfilled prophecies. We're getting in our own way. Tripping over old thought patterns that don't belong anymore, right? So when Lizard comes along, especially in reverse, it's time to dream bigger. If you are still in a physical body, there is still room to grow, right? And so whatever you're experiencing right now, there's more. There's more. And it's like, look at it from a sense of adventure, of excitement, like, whoa, I created this. ooh, what am I going to do now? How am I going to top that? And stretch yourself to accept even more, right? And know that, again, we we tend to look at the universe as though it's his classroom, and we're here sometimes under duress, right? And we don't necessarily want to be here, but there's like the masters and our teachers, and we're all subservient to them, right? We have to go through these lessons and 2x4, cosmic 2x4, as if it's coming from outside of us, as if the universe is purposely trying to make us stumble and fall and humiliate us, right? But that higher part of you, the obstacles and the challenges that come into your life are coming from a higher part of you. Not to punish you, not to make sure you get the lesson, but because the universe has so much faith in you. The universe knows what you are capable of, and the universe is not going to downplay what you are capable of. So if it is in your experience, it is doable. There is nothing in your experience that cannot be overcome, right? Again, going back to that being a spirit, having a human experience, right? No matter what it is, you are greater than it. It's temporal. It's of this world. It is temporary. It is changeable. It is mutable. It is malleable. You are the only stable existence in your life, right? Your spirit is eternal and will outlast any circumstances. So, dream bigger. Oh, thanks, Sivia. Yeah, like Sivia just said, if you're enjoying tonight, if you enjoy my work, please subscribe to my channel. Like my videos, that helps other people find them. I always forget to say those kind of things, so thanks for the reminder, Sivia. And thanks, Andrew. I saw you saying that earlier, so I appreciate you guys. You're awesome. So just remember that whatever it is, it's an illusion. Whatever it is God, right? This world is an illusion. And it is changeable and malleable. So, whew, all right. Card number 5 is for Juanita. And if there's anyone that's come in the meantime, I have 1 spot left. I'm actually doing pretty good on time. I thought it'd take me longer because of all the distractions, but there's something about the nice clean air. All right, card number 5 for Juanita. Oh, you're welcome. I just want to dive in and go swimming. Cool. All right, Juanita, card number 5. Don't laugh. It's turkey. I love turkey medicine. I work with turkey medicine a lot. And it again, this progression of the cards is so interesting because turkey is balance. Turkey is that equal balance of giving and receiving. Turkey is known as the giveaway bird, and all those stories, whether they're true or not, about the the Pilgrims and the first Thanksgiving, etc., turkey turkey is called the giveaway bird because it's kind of like in our society where when someone moves into a new house, you give them like a loaf of bread and wine or something like that. May you never hunger, may you never thirst, kind of thing. That's what turkey was to the native people. One bird could feed so many people, right? So it was the giveaway bird. It was what you gave to people um, to feed your neighbors and to feed your family. And the tribes recognized, they saw turkey as an embodiment of Mother Earth herself, that abundance and that ability to just give and to feed, to give of herself for so many people, that they realized they had to reciprocate, or they wanted to reciprocate, to be in alignment, to be in balance, these things that we've been talking about tonight. They wanted to reciprocate, and so the tribes would make sure that turkey had enough places to roost safely, they had enough food, so that she could become the biggest, healthiest version of herself. And this kind of goes back to Mouse, what I was talking about with Mouse earlier, because her biggest gift to the world is her whole self, her whole healthy, well-being self. The healthier she is, the more good she can do in the world, right? And that brings up that I need to find that video again sometime. I keep talking about this video I saw a while back. But it was this Buddhist monk, and he had a glass and he had a pitcher of water. And he said, this is how we think it works. And he filled up the glass and he poured it out. And he filled up the glass and he poured it out again. He said, we think we're supposed to fill up our glass so that we can then empty it for the sake of others. And then we have to fill up our glass and then we have to empty it for the sake of others. He said, that's not how it works. And he said, this is how it works. He took the glass, he started filling it with the water, and he kept filling and filling and filling. Even, hi Aaliyah, yay, you made it. He kept filling and filling until the water was overflowing, right? And so you're supposed to keep your cup full. And it's the overflow that fills other people's cups. You don't, this is not about sacrifice. This is not about martyring yourself for the sake of someone else. Aaliyah, I've got one spot left if you want it. I'm gonna put you down, as I know you want it. Yay. And so it's really about, again, especially like I was saying with Mouse, it's like that filling yourself, taking care of yourself. Oh, it took you this long to figure out how to comment? Oh, I'm so glad you figured it out. Awesome. I'm glad you're here, my friend. I put you down. You're number 6. You're the next card. And so again, was it Picasso? I think it was Picasso who talked about, okay, give me a second, I just got distracted. We it's something along the lines of we gain our gifts by sharing them, right? You wouldn't be here if you didn't have something to share, if you didn't have some gift for the world, just like turkey. But you want to make sure that you are taken care of, that you are at your highest possible frequency, that you are taking, your most whole well-being that you can be. because that wholeness and that well-being, like Abraham Hicks talked about, you can't get poor enough to help someone in poverty, and you can't get sick enough to help someone who's ill. Hey, you can only help from a place of power. Like if someone's drowning, you don't dive in because chances are they'll take you down with them. You help them from solid ground and reaching or throwing something to them and pulling them up to solid ground. So your best gift that you have is from your power. So you fill yourself with your power and you don't sacrifice. You don't if it's detrimental to you, if something feels disempowering or detrimental or draining to you, then you're truly not helping the other person either. It's a non-zero sum. Nothing to your betterment can be to the detriment of someone else, and vice versa. If you're feeling detrimental because you're doing something for someone, stop. If it's not, it might still tire you out, or you might still need, whatever, but it's not going to be draining. It's not going to be soul sucking. And it's kind of like having, how do I put this? Having standards, I'm trying to, I don't know if I'm saying that like I want to say it. It's having boundaries is what it is. That you only give from, if you're not up to helping someone asks for your help, and you're not feeling up to helping them, say no. Because if you were meant to help them, you would feel that empowerment. You would feel the energy move in that direction, and you would basically not be able to help yourself from helping them. But if helping them makes you feel less or drained or anything like that, that's the universe telling you that that's not your job, that there is someone else better equipped to help this person. So if you step in and help them from a place of not being at your best, you're lessening your own energy, and you're blocking them from finding the exact right teacher or healer or helper for whatever they need. Does that make sense? And like I said, your heart is what connects you to Creator, right? Everyone's heart is what connects them to Creator. So we are all connected to Source. Our hearts are also what connect us to the heart of every living being. All of humanity, we're all connected heart to heart. And so if your heart, if someone asks for help and your heart kind of goes down a little bit, feels kind of like, oh, then that's your heart. Your heart just did all the calculations like a great computer to know what is for the highest benefit of all beings. And if your heart's like, oh, then your heart is saying, no, this is not right for you. It doesn't mean you're bad. It doesn't mean you're selfish. It means this isn't the right timing for this action. That's all it means. And so you say no, and you bless the person and trust that they will find the right person they need to help them with whatever particular thing they are going through. So like with all things, it's coming back to the heart, trusting your heart and what feels empowering, what feels greater, what makes you breathe easier, what makes you excited. That is the compass, that is the direction you're going in. Oh, hi, Kim. I just gave away the last. We got one more card to go, and I already gave it to someone else. But I'm glad you're here. All right. So I hope that is helpful, Juanita. All right, card number 6 for Aaliyah. I see you, Aaliyah. I'm glad you could come on. All right. Spirit working with all of us this evening, right? Right, Renee? Oh, I'm so glad, Kim. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. So, card number 6 for Aaliyah. Ta-da! You got butterfly. I know there's been a lot of changes in your life. And I know it hasn't been easy, and I know it's been difficult. But this is the result of all that hard work. Hi, Gage. Welcome back. Did I say something to you a while back about the cocoon and stuff? How you were going into I might be making that up, but I seem to recall at one point saying, knowing all the things that you're going through, the job and home and moving and all that kind of stuff, that it was kind of like it was basically a dismemberment, right? And so it's like, okay, it's like you're coming out of the cocoon. You are emerging. You are emerging. You've got your wings. You've earned your wings. It should have a little bell. Like every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. But that doesn't mean that necessarily that everything's going to be smooth, right? When the butterfly is coming out of the cocoon, if you cut the cocoon open and take the butterfly out, thinking you're helping it, you're actually dooming it. Because it's the butterfly has this fluid in its guts. And when it's pushing between the threads of the cocoon or the chrysalis to make its way out, it pushes that fluid up into its wings, and that's what makes it able to fly. So you might still be experiencing some resistance. There might still be some like things you're tripping over, or not quite getting, or whatever. But that's all part of the path as well. But you're doing it. You've arrived, right? And there was this thing I heard. Someone asked Abraham Hicks about if we had known there was going to be so much trouble here, why did we choose to come here, right? And he said, well, think about a dog with its head out the window, right? Oh, my cough. It's an allergy of some sort. We're sorting it out. I'm working on it. Thanks, Gage. I'm working on finding the source of that. But I've had it for years. It's nothing new. But thank you for your concern. But so Abraham Hicks mentioned like a dog with its head out the window, right? The dog's going to get bugs in its teeth. But the experience of the dog with his head out the window and the wind blowing through his hair and his ears and having his tongue out and flapping and all the smells and the excitement of that experience is so worth a couple of bugs in the teeth, right? And so it's kind of putting things into perspective, realizing that we're human. There's going to be trials. There's going to be stumbling blocks, right? But that is part of what makes us grow. That's part of what makes us human. And it's kind of like if you think about a plane. Oh, I just saw a fish jump. That was cool. You think about a plane. A plane can't get off the ground unless there's wind resistance, right? The plane depends on that resistance to take off. And so it's similar to like when I do shamanic journeys and such, when we do shamanism and we drum, right? And that repetitive sound. I remember the first time I took a shamanic journey class, and so we were supposed to journey to the lower world to meet our power animal. And so my teacher starts drumming, and in my head I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to concentrate with that stupid drum banging away, right? And then at some point I realized the drum became the background, and it was actually supporting me and holding me. It was keeping me from waking up completely, but it was also keeping me from falling asleep. And so it was holding me in that it just went out of my head. Not the alpha state, the theta, this theta state, right? And that's where you can connect to your spirit guides and such. And it was kind of like that. That's like the butterfly coming out of the chrysalis. It's like pushing, like, I'm never gonna get out of here. Oh my God, this is so hard. I went through all this stuff, and now it's like, it always seems darker before the dawn, kind of thing. Like sometimes it can feel harder just before you break free, right? It's like, I just came through all this stuff. I don't know if I can handle anymore. Keep going. Keep going. And it's that pushing through that last bit, like the drumming that was annoying and interfering with my concentration suddenly became that part of the wallpaper and the tapestry that was supporting me, right? I just went to the doctor not long ago. My lungs are fine, my heart is fine. It's some kind of allergy. We just haven't honed in on exactly what the source is yet. So, but thank you. I appreciate that. So Aaliyah, I was just thinking about Joe and how I helped him get his wings back. It's like, and you did it all by yourself. So you can hold that over Joe's head. Like, you didn't need any help. You did it all by yourself. But don't tell him I said that. But yeah, it's like you're coming into your own, right? And all those issues that have been issues in the past, those are caterpillar thoughts. Those are caterpillar issues. And you are rising, literally rising above, where those things aren't even issues anymore. You're going from a creature whose world is like this big to this angelic creature that can circumnavigate the globe, right? Your world is about to get bigger. You're going to have more freedom. You're going to have a wider expanse of experience and opportunities. And so if you can, it might be good. What just occurred to me is that it would be really good to do, okay, it's still, you'll probably see the wheels, wheels spinning in my head. Um, to celebrate getting your wings, it would be great to have a memorial service for the caterpillar of you who did all the hard work, gave its life for you, the butterfly, to be born. That just came to me. I might develop that into something for my clients. I love that idea. But yeah, so you're doing good. All right. So I hope that is helpful. I'm going to pull one more card for the community. This is our collective totem for the week. While I'm shuffling, I just want to remind you to please share my video. Like I said earlier, I've been doing this for over 5 years, 6 years on Facebook, and I finally decided to step outside my comfort zone and do it on YouTube Live to kind of expand my influence, expand my voice. And so you can help me out with that by sharing the video, by subscribing to my channel and liking my videos, etc., which I totally appreciate. And if you would like to help reciprocate in a different way, you can. Oh, poor dog is trying to swim to shore. You can do it! Yay! He made it. So, where was I? If you wish to reciprocate in a different way, if you enjoy my work or you just want to support your friendly neighborhood shaman, I also have my PayPal and Venmo links in the description. Anything you have to give me is I am beyond grateful for, right? It's like traditionally the shaman supports the community that supports the shaman that supports the community that supports the shaman. Oh, awesome. You are so welcome, Aaliyah. I'm so glad you were here. And if you enjoyed this tonight, you got a taste and you want more, you can visit my website at perchingwolfstudios.net and you can set up a session for a reading all your own, 5 cards, and like half-hour or hour-long session for just you where we can focus. Oh, I'm in a different place, Gage. I'm at a different spot on the river than I am where Thomas is. But yesterday I was there doing my pipe ceremony, and Thomas brought his wife and his baby to introduce to me. It was really cool. Anyway, so my website, perchingwolfstudios.net, you can set up a session right there. You can learn more about me. You can see the different shamanic services I offer, readings and healings and teachings, oh my. And you can get healing. I do soul retrievals and other shamanic healing, the fairy doctoring I mentioned earlier. Oh, good, Gage, you got your coloring book. Awesome. I also, on my website, there's links to my online store at blurb.com, where I have a number of graphic novels. I'm a cartoonist, and I've got a number of graphic novels and coloring books for sale that you can order from my website, or at least get the link to order. And then I teach classes, and I also do one-on-one mentoring if that is something that calls to you. If you're looking for a teacher, if you're a little bit lost or uncertain about where to go, how to get there, I would be honored to be a part of your path, and help you find your own heart path to where you are meant to be. So, um, anything else? I think that is it. I think that's it. So let's take another. Oh, and if you didn't know, I also do a video on Wednesday evenings at 6 o'clock Pacific time, where I actually do my pipe ceremony. This is my pipe bag, my otter. The pipe is inside the peace pipe. That's what I'm going to do right now. Once we get done here, I'm going to do my pipe ceremony for myself. But 6 o'clock, if that's something that interests you, basically my whole intention is to hold space for others, to give you a safe and sacred space where you can let go of the cares of the world, the barriers, the armor, and connect to spirit. So join me at Wednesday nights as well. Otherwise, I hope you will come back next week. Please invite your friends and share this video. And let's see which totem animal is going to accompany us on this week. Cool. So we got our collective totem this week is salmon. Follow your enthusiasm. I've talked before, I don't know if maybe you've heard me talking about, I was actually sitting right over there on the other side of the river, and there's a stone that kind of juts a little bit into the water. I was there like in September, October, when it was spawning season, and there was a salmon maybe like 10 feet away in the river. And as soon as I sat down on the rock, that salmon came swimming over and sat underneath my rock with like a little puppy. And so I started talking to it. And the thing that I came away with most was that his enthusiasm was palpable. He was so excited to go home. There was nothing that was going to get in his way, prevent him from doing what he wanted to do, right? And so it was like this enthusiasm, that was his compass. And so, and when you, like Joseph Campbell, one of my favorite quotes, Joseph Campbell says, when you follow your bliss, where there were only walls, doors will open. And when you have that enthusiasm, when you're following your heart, the compass of your heart, following the way of your dreams, spirit carries you. Salmon doesn't just fight the current the entire way. There are currents that run counter to the main flow, right? I'll sit here on the river, and I'll watch, like, there'll be like something floating, like a leaf in the water, and like close to shore here, it'll actually go upriver. And so it's like those are kind of the currents that they find, that they see, that they follow. And so by following their enthusiasm, they have the eyes to see the path that carries them home. And because they are so dead set on getting home, they know they're going to get home. So everything becomes adventure. Rather than every bend of the river being something to dread, not knowing what's around the bend, it becomes excitement, like wonder what's around the next bend, because no matter what, you are going to get through it. Like I said earlier, right? There is nothing in your experience that you cannot overcome, because it's a reflection of you, and you are greater than anything you can ever fear. You are greater than anything that can ever happen to you. Like Sandra Ingerman says, it's not what you do, but who you become that changes the world. And so become excited, become passionate, become enthusiastic about your dreams. Your dreams are your compass. Your dreams are given by Creator so that you know That's purpose, right? Your dreams are purpose. So follow your dreams, follow your purpose. When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. A little bit too high on that, but anyway, so when salmon comes up, it's not a matter of if you get home. It's predestined that you will get home. And if you'll accept it, you are already home because you are already whole, you are already divine, you're already there, right? Makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you. When your heart is in your dreams, no request is too extreme. Anything your heart desires will come to you. That was a little off key, but anyway, you got this. All right. Ooh, thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for your perseverance. I know sometimes these get kind of long-winded and everything. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for joining me, for your energy, for everything, for asking the questions, for seeking guidance. You know, like Martha Beck said this morning in our class, she's like, you're in this, it wasn't the anxious part of you that signed up for this class. It was the part of you that was remembering peace. And when you come and join me here, it's the part of you, it's the whole part of you, the spirit part of you that is remembering that it's something beyond the anxiety, beyond the questions. It's the wholeness of you that seeks to remember. So thanks for being on your path. Thank you for joining me. I hope you'll join me next week. Until I see you again, know that I love you, that I see you, and that I honor you. Have a wonderful week, everyone, and go shining. All right, bye. How do I stop this crazy thing?